Ever since the day that you went away, you went away.
Hi everyone, my name is Andra and I make commentary videos. Today's video is gonna be about a very important issue that is very dear to my heart, and ironically it kind of relates to the story with what's happening right now with Demi Lovato. So if you have been sleeping under a rock in the past few days, Demi Lovato has been cancelled by a lot of people for having a fake Instagram in which she is slandering Selena Gomez and uplifting herself. So a lot of people are very upset and they can see it as something relatable because they have had friends who betrayed them. But in my personal opinion, Demi Lovato should have been cancelled last year because she has done something far worse than just backstabbing a friend, and that is supporting ethnic cleansing of the people in Palestine and the apartheid of Israel. So this is gonna be a very short video because I just want to raise awareness to the importance of protecting people. When the same thing was going on in South Africa, people have rallied against it and protested against it. And here in England, actually, Jeremy Corbyn has been arrested for protesting against the apartheid in South Africa. And right now the same thing is happening in Palestine or Israel or whatever. I'm gonna call it Palestine throughout this video because I truly believe that stealing someone else's land and making it your own is not right. And if someone tried to break into my house and claim it as their own house, I would fight back as well. So if you think the Palestinians are guilty in this situation, then you are wrong. And nothing's gonna change what I think about this. I want to start off by saying I'm not an anti-Semite or anything like that. I support the right of the Jewish people to live peacefully, and I think everyone in 2020 should. But what the government is doing in that country is purely wrong. It is violence for the sake of violence, and it's a day-old hate that is never going to end unless we, on an international level, intervene. That conflict, they're not going to solve it between themselves. It's not going to happen. So the countries like America, England, and more countries who are taking the side of Israel in this debate or conflict or whatever you want to call it, they are only making the problem worse. And the celebrities who are using their platform to promote the tourism in a country in which people are constantly oppressed and kept in the biggest open-air prison of the world is wrong. And Demi Lovato should have been cancelled just for that. And the fact that people are valuing someone's actions as being a fake friend as something worse than what she's done last year, it baffles me, and I don't understand why she's not been cancelled sooner. So maybe some people don't know about it. It wasn't in the media that much because a lot of slanderous things against Israel are hidden from the media because the media is very biased towards being pro-Israel and anti-Palestine, and that is a fact. But for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna be quickly going through this so you can understand what I mean and why Demi Lovato is actually a garbage person and we should have known this long ago. So when she went on her holiday, she posted this picture with the caption, "I'm an American singer, I was raised Christian and have Jewish ancestors. When I was offered an amazing opportunity to visit the places I'd read about in the Bible growing up, I said yes. There is something absolutely magical about Israel. I've never felt such a sense of spirituality or connection to God. Something I've been missing for a few years now. Spirituality is so important to me. To be baptized in the Jordan River, the same place Jesus was baptized, I've never felt more renewed in my life. This trip has been so important for my well-being, my heart and my soul. I'm grateful for the memories made and the opportunity to be able to fill the God-sized hole in my heart. Thank you for having me, Israel." Okay, so we're talking about her mixed ancestry as being Christian and partially like her family was Jewish. And in Palestine, there is a mix of people, Muslims, Catholics, and Jewish, and the government is discriminating the Catholics and the Muslims alike. So the fact that you are Christian and you go in a country where the majority of Christians are discriminated actually, just because you are a celebrity, you're getting the special treatment, and you don't realize the privilege that you are in. My friend from Palestine was telling me, he's a Catholic, that he wanted to go to the place where Christ was born, the Bethlehem, and they let him and his mom go, but they didn't let his cousins go with them. So they tend to do this. For example, if you want to go to Jerusalem and you're a Palestinian, you need a permit, and sometimes they'll accept or approve your permit, but they're not going to approve your parents, so they separate families on important holidays such as Christmas and Easter. And you are a celebrity, that's why you got special treatment for being a Christian. But unfortunately, they don't treat the Christians in the same way that they treated you. And saying that this is the place, like the River Jordan is where Jesus was baptized, well, guess what? Jesus was Jewish, but Jesus was a Jew Palestinian. And this country is oppressing people who are of the same ethnicity that Jesus was back in the day. That government is killing people who have the same skin color that Jesus had. So if you actually believe in Jesus, you would not promote this country, and you would not, even if the trip was paid. But say you are a normal person, you would not go on holiday there, you would not pour your money into their tourism. And this is obviously about a normal person, not about Demi Lovato, because her trip has been already paid. The fact that you're saying this place is something magical when maybe 100 meters from where you were when you were baptized, they shot a 10-year-old child or something, because kids are being shot there on the regular. People are dying on the regular for no reason in that country. Did you know that if you commit a crime and you are an Israeli citizen, you go to a normal court, but if you are a Palestinian, you go to military court? And did you know that the likelihood of conviction from military court is 99.9%? So that means that once you are sued or sent to court for anything, you have no chance of getting out if you are a Palestinian. But if you are a normal Israeli Jew, you go to a normal court, so the chances of you winning the trial are a lot bigger. Did you know the odds are set against these people when they are born? People have said the same thing about, when she started posting these pictures, everyone who was pro-Palestine have said the same thing. So she continued to post more pictures. So this is for the World Holocaust Center in Jerusalem. My heart was absolutely broken in Yad Vashem. This was such a beautiful tribute and a reminder that we can never forget. I've said this to a lot of my friends and they don't believe what is going on there. If it's not stopped, it might end up being the same as the Holocaust, the same number of casualties if the situation doesn't stop. Israel is fighting with other countries such as Syria. It was fighting with Lebanon prior to this. They are trying to ethnically cleanse the whole continent or all the countries surrounding it, and they are trying to expand their territory in the same manner that Germany did. The fact that these people have been very unfortunately victims of something so cruel and so horrible that they now are deciding in less than 100 years from that tragic event to do the same thing on a smaller scale to another people is breaking my heart. I find it so hard to talk about this because I have so much sympathy in my heart and empathy as well for the people of Palestine. I've donated money multiple times for the kids in Gaza. I care so much about this that it's actually so hard to coherently express my thoughts on the matter, but please don't hesitate to do your research if you are watching this video. This is bigger than Demi Lovato. I just want to use her example as an opportunity to tell you that the media is erasing news on Palestine, but they find more important some piece of news about how Demi Lovato is a bad friend to Selena Gomez instead of Demi Lovato is promoting genocide. This is what you should be talking about. This is what's gonna happen in the future. That country, if you look at their president, Benjamin Netanyahu, he's claiming that Palestinians are animals and they are like rabid dogs, they are less than human. He's claiming that the Jewish people have the right to live there, they are the only ones with the right to live there, and they want to get rid of Palestinians. If you want to look more into it, there are so many actually Jewish civilians who are against what's happening in Israel. There are so many soldiers who are part of the Israeli Defense Force who have left the army and who are not allowed to go back into the country because they are considered by the government being deserters. So they left because they knew it was wrong. They left because they were made to kill children for simply protesting in a peaceful manner. They have killed reporters, they have killed nurses from other countries who went to Gaza to help people. With the pandemic going on, there are Palestinians who are suffering from the virus and the Israelis don't care and they keep them in small confined spaces to gather as many people with the impossibility of self-isolation. Please open your eyes to what is going on. Her last post on the matter of Israel was with a child, and she said, while I was over there I fell in love with this little beauty at the Shalva National Center. What an amazing center for children with special needs. And meanwhile the Palestinian children are losing their legs, arms, eyes, anything. I'm gonna link you to a documentary about what is happening with the children of Palestine in the description so you can see. This child was like 10 years old and he got shot and he lost an eye for no reason. You have to open your eyes. This is the most important video that I'm ever gonna make. I don't have a platform yet, but if somehow, because of Demi Lovato being on the news right now, if somehow this ends up being seen by people, please take action. When people called her out for this, her only reaction was to disable her comments and write this non-apology in her story on Instagram. I'm gonna read it out to you, but it's all meaningless. She did not mean it. She did not care about what happened. I'm extremely frustrated. I accepted a free trip to Israel in exchange for a few posts. No one told me there would be anything wrong with going or that I could possibly be offending anyone. With that being said, I'm sorry if I've hurt or offended anyone. That was not my intention. Sometimes people present you with opportunities and no one tells you the potential backlash you could face in return. This was meant to be a spiritual experience for me, not a political statement, and now I realize I hurt people, and for that I'm sorry. Sorry I'm not more educated, and sorry for thinking this trip was just a spiritual experience. Going against all advice right now and apologizing, because it feels right to me, and I'd rather get in trouble for being authentic to myself than staying quiet to please other people. I love my fans, all of them from all over. She actually later deleted this apology. And the fact that she's beginning her apology with saying, I'm frustrated. And she's making it about herself, about how people have bullied her into apologizing. This is not a genuine apology. You cannot tell me that you were not aware of the situation that is going on right now in Gaza. You are a celebrity. You should know more. You should do your research before you accept any PR offer, be it from a company, a country, from, I don't know, even cosmetics brand. If you are this person who's preaching, for example, animal, like cruelty-free products, and then you go and collaborate with a brand who was actually not cruelty-free because you forgot to do your basic research, you deserve to be called out for this. When you accept an opportunity, you should Google what it entails and if it might offend anyone. And the fact that you are saying you are frustrated and you are going against your, I assume, your manager's advice to apologize for this, it just baffles me. You are saying this as if you made us this massive favor, when in fact you are promoting discrimination, oppression of people, smaller scale genocide, and probably the worst case of apartheid since South Africa. And it just hurts my heart to see this. I don't want to talk about this anymore, but just so you know, disabling your comments and sending this non-apology in which you express your own frustration rather than try to make amends, you could have donated to these people all the money you were given for your trip, because I'm sure it was more than a free trip. I'm sure they gave you some extra money as well other than the trip, because you are a massive celebrity. Donate that money to someone, or don't disable the comments and actually face your repercussions for what you've done. This has happened a long time ago, but the fact that somehow people have not cancelled her when that happened, and now they're cancelling her for something as minor as having drama with another celebrity, it baffles me. And I hope that people who are maybe on the fence about should I still support her with what's happening with Selena, I hope that this tips the scale in the favor of cancelling her for good. Thank you for watching.